This show is supported by Blue Land. Each year, Americans throw away 25% more trash from Thanksgiving to New Year's. This year, let's turn our New Year's resolutions into actions that make a difference by reducing single-use plastics. Blue Land makes that easy. Blue Land believes that hard-working, clean products can be the norm, not the exception. From cleaning sprays and toilet bowl cleaner to dishwasher and laundry detergent tablets, Blue Land's 100% microplastic-free, EPA Safer Choice certified formulas are safe to use around family, pets, and plants. You'll love not having to choose between the safe option and what actually gets your house clean. Blue Land products are independently tested to perform alongside major brands, and the formulas are free from dyes, parabens, and harsh chemicals. Plus, Blue Land is a certified B Corp and certified cruelty-free by Leaping Bunny. Their formulas are EPA's Safer Choice certified, and many have received the Gold Material Health Certificate from Cradle to Cradle. And right now, Blue Land has a special offer for listeners. Get 15% off your first order by going to blueland.com/PRX. You don't want to miss this. blueland.com/PRX for 15% off. That's blueland.com/PRX to get 15% off. This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whatever your feelings about parades are, or parades combined with Broadway shows, pop music acts, promotions of things, and a lot of cool creative decisions. And people enjoying themselves, whether you prefer to enjoy yourself in your own way or vicariously, or you say, I prefer to vicariously not enjoy I prefer to let you watch, you know what I'm saying? If you're confused by enjoyment of parades or anything, or you say, I don't know, man, I don't know if I don't even know if I need to enjoy it at all, even vicariously. I mean, I could watch you dancing around, but I know you've got it. And this goes, if you have this in you, if you bound with joy, or you say, I'm about to do some bounding with joy, I'm so happy for you, and I'm sure I'm capable of it. I'd like to bound. I mean, come on, I've bounded for joy before. Just been a while. I should be. I mean, really, like there you go. Performance pressure. I mean, really should be bounding for joy right now. I say, no wonder I make a sleep podcast for people that have trouble falling asleep, right? Because those are the voices in my head. You should be bound. You should be grateful to bound for joy. And I say, well, bounding for joy, even vicariously, I think I'll pass. I live in between those two worlds. Those are the poles of my planetoid. And I'm glad you're here. Now, if you're new, you might say, what, for the love of planetoids, it says Pluto at least still a planetoid? Does that even mean anything? Is that just a word? Like one of those, what's a meaningless word called? That's hilarious that I can't define the meaning of a meaningless word. Or, you know what I mean? I mean, oh boy, sorry, Pluto. I did not mean to take this so far afield. To once again, this is the annual episode where I accidentally put the former planet of the planet formerly known as Pluto into tears. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, you're still a planet. If you want to go by planetoid, that's fine too, because that may not even be an actual real word, just a word bandied about by people like me who don't even, here's the thing, Pluto, nobody's stopping you. Planetoid, or humongous rock, or gas. I don't know. Are you made of gas or rocks or what? Mineral. I don't like, whatever. Sorry. Second time, we did it twice in one episode, but I was going to suggest bounding for joy. I mean, that would be something even astronomers would not predict. They'd say, like, call whatever Desert Sands observatory. We've got something going on with Pluto. What's going on? Well, I've been observing it my entire life. I'm the foremost observer of Pluto. And, of course, it's been like a roller coaster, my career. I mean, let me tell you, who needs a sleep podcast? I do. I'm the foremost, observer of Pluto. I'm caught up in all this stuff. And I'm just here. And I always say, they say, do you consider it a planet or planetoid? And I say, no, I'm just here to observe. I'm just observing Pluto. But if my observations are correct, and my vocabulary is as limited as a sleep podcaster, I do believe Pluto's bounding for joy. And this kind of puts aside everything we've ever known about celestial bodies. Oh, boy. There you go, Pluto. Talk about my vocab pulling out something good. You are no doubt a celestial body, if I may say so, Pluto. And I am no doubt very far afield for a sleep podcast. That this was just supposed to be the greeting. If you're new, welcome. This is a podcast that's supposed to be friendly and silly, to take your mind off stuff and keep you company while you fall asleep, to be your friend in the deep, dark night because you deserve a good night's sleep. Structure of the show is we got some support coming up, so the podcast is free whenever you want to listen to it. It does take a few tries to get used to listening to the show. After the support is a long, meandering intro, which somehow this greeting turned into almost. But the intro and the greeting is meant to ease you into bedtime, not really put you to sleep, but put you at ease, just like Pluto now. No wonder Pluto's doing a bounding for joy, saying, I'm a celestial body. Look at me. I don't need, that would be Pluto the musical. Would be Pluto saying, I'm a celestial body. I don't need to be called a planet. Call me a celestial body, man. I'm fine by that. Celestial sounds cool. And even though Scooter has no clue what I'm made of, both gases, presumably minerals and gases. You say, yeah, that's what my celestial body is made of. Could be a jukebox, like Weird Al's first jukebox, it wouldn't be a jukebox musical because, I was thinking of That's What Dreams Are Made Of, but we would rewrite it. Anyway, I was supposed to start the sleep podcast. So there's a meandering intro meant to ease you into bedtime. So I'm glad you're here. Stick around, though. Give it a few tries, see how it goes. Really, I just want to help. I got nothing to gain unless this podcast helps you, because I've been there. So, thanks again for coming. I work No, this is thanks for coming by. And these sponsors are how we're able to do it for free twice a week.
Taking care of your eyes shouldn't be a hassle. That's why Warby Parker is a one-stop shop for all your vision needs. Our prescription glasses and sunglasses are expertly crafted and unexpectedly affordable. Stop by a nearby store or use our app to virtually try on frames and get personalized recommendations. Did we mention we offer eye exams and take vision insurance too? For everything you need to see, head to your nearest Warby Parker store or visit warbyparker.com today. That's warbyparker.com.
Everybody, this is Scoots here, and I'm back with another episode. This is part 2 of Santa Claus Visits Mars, versus visiting Mars. And I'll kind of catch you up because you don't really need to listen to the first one. I mean, you could, but just in case, I'll tell you most of the stuff you need to know. This is a movie that's in the public domain here in the U.S., and I forget most of the details. I think came out in the 60s or the 70s. It definitely has a feel. I mean, and the feel is so strong to me that it literally could have been made for YouTube or something, weeks ago with a professional team. And I didn't realize how that this really is considered a classic of not quality film until after I got ready to make these episodes. And I didn't read anything about it. or listen to anything, but there's tons of send-ups of it and articles about this movie. But my history was is right now limited to the Wikipedia article on it. And of course, it looks like the version, now that I'm trying to watch it, the version I watched is not coming up. Let's see here. What happened here? Maybe it got, they have other ones. We'll figure this out. Oh, is that a different Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Tapping to retry. That's not working. So let's go to... Okay, so that's fine. We're getting it figured out. Don't you worry. Okay, well, that was the version we already watched. And... Oh, here it is. All right, we'll try a little reload. All right, and we're going here. Oh, yeah, I guess I told you I'd fill you in. It's kind of simple so far. We're 40, on this version, I'm 38 minutes into the movie. It's when the rockets are launching from Earth towards Mars. A team of elite U.S. Fans of Santa Claus. But so why are they leaving Earth? And another thing to frame is if you play Starfield, is that what it's called? Starfield? Even though I've spent hours playing the game. I'm trying to think of like what this would look like as a quest in Starfield. And I guess now, since the last time I recorded, I probably did 3 or 4 more quests or activities that turn into quests. And so I say, okay, well, at least with the quests or activities that become quests, there is multiple stages of them. And usually other planets you would travel to, but in this case, we would just travel to other places. But I think what would be cool is if this was a Starfield quest. So maybe I'll explain the plot so far. So you're playing a game, even if you've never played Starfield before, or you're watching a film. And this actually, the movie is mainly, the POV is mainly children from Mars, Martians, watching like a U.S. Earth-based television for kids. And I think this takes place in our past, like at the time the movie was made, 1964. But you could say it took place at any time. So basically, these Martian children who are very much, well, externally, and this is why you don't judge people based on their outsides, like what their insides are like. They look like children. I would say, I don't know what age, school-age children, not 6th grade and under, not middle school age. And they're watching, it turns out, this was a glory time for watching TV for kids because there's a kids news on the kids TV channel. And that's one of the things they like to watch. So we start off from their point of view. They love watching TV, but they're very entranced by it. Now, you don't find this out right away, but I can tell you through half of the movie, we find out while these are physically Martian children, they're like, and I would say in a non-judgmental way, probably emotionally, they're still children, but their minds have been, like they have an electronic learning process where learning is downloaded into them or something like that. They talk about this stuff all the time. And so they have all the information they need to be a mature adult based on a Martian value system, which we don't totally know anything about. Though, I mean, it does seem to be a collaborative planet. They have more advanced technology. They do sleep. They seem to be related to humans. I mean, like they do seem to be mammals. They live in community. They have some sort of familial structure. And so that also plants a question of like, when are we directly related? I would say probably. And then there's also, okay, so they know about Earth. We didn't know about them, I don't think. But okay, so we're still on the point of view of the Martians. So then we realize that something's not right on Mars. The parents, the president of Mars or whatever, Mars, it does seem to be one united group, but not, there's people that disagree and stuff. So their leader, whose name I forget, but I'll remember it eventually, something. He says, "Hey, my kids, they're not sleeping good, they're not eating good, they're watching all this TV, and there's some sense of like something stronger than malaise." And even once, they watched too much sleep podcast TV, and they said, "Papa, if we go to a Renaissance festival and we see the Queen in her court, can we say hello, malaise?" And the father said, "What is going on Mars?" Now, he found out it wasn't limited to just his family. This is going on across Mars. So there's our problem. This leader, whose name I forgot, he's leader one, though. I mean, that's not what anybody calls him, but it says it on his shirt, RA1 or something. He goes to like the other leaders and says, "We got to do something about this." They say, "Okay, let's go to the adventure into the inmost cave or whatever and talk to Yogurt from Spaceballs." They don't know anything about Mel Brooks or Yogurt, but this is like a figure like Mel Brooks's Yogurt. And they go talk to Yogurt. And again, if you're not familiar with that, you could say Billy Crystal in Princess Bride, or, just like Yoda. Not quite like the grouchy Gandalf, before he was a wizard, maybe. I don't know. But if Gandalf, like you talked, like in a way, he does talk a bit like he has elven knowledge, but anyway, they go to this figure. The figure says, "When is it?" And they say, "Mars, October, whatever." And he says, "No, on Earth." "Oh, it's December." "Oh, okay." The kids have been watching TV about Santa Claus. And, by the way, I mean, I think this is probably a frustration of this wise figure. He says, "By the way, I've been telling you this for a long time. You can't just download adulthood into kids' brains. We're actually mammals." He doesn't put it on the nose like this. And, mammalian children need to play and develop at their own rate. You can't just download adulthood into children. It doesn't work. And they say, like not quite a Luddite, but I'd say, hey, this technology just isn't what all it's cracked up to be. And that's the problem. And Christmas is one part of this because it symbolizes and seasonalizes patience and anticipation, build up and release, playing, fantasizing, like playing with toys, tactile experiences, disappointment, confusion around a giant bearded figure who's supposed to be like some sort of demigod, and a whole set of mythology that's not the same as the other sets of mythology children may or may not have been, taught about, or, like as part of the family's value system. And so you got all these layers, and so they just need a little Christmas right this very moment. They need a little Christmas now. Now, there's not a musical. It could be a musical, though. I mean, I'm just saying, and it's public domain, so somebody's probably already working on it. I mean, if not, I guess I'd have to figure out what Christmas songs are public domain. I could do it as a part of like a fringe show, one-person fringe show. Sleep With Me Live, 2024 holidays. We haven't done a live show in a while just because it was hard getting them back after everything. Okay, so where are we? Okay, so basically they say, okay, what is Christmas? What is Santa Claus? He says, don't you watch TV with your children? Oh, no, we let them watch it alone in their rooms. And the wise person is like, holy cow, what a job. No wonder I vanished into a poof of mist. You got to be kidding me with this. But then he says, okay, go, you need a Santa Claus. You need to participate in some, they take it literally. He may have been speaking figuratively, need a little Christmas, like right this very minute. We need a little Christmas now. So they say, okay, we'll go get Santa Claus. We'll bring him to Mars. Problem solved. Now, there is a disagreement among the leadership in Mars. President of Mars says, okay, let's take this literally, go do it. Like about the fourth or fifth, like in the line of command or something, this guy says, like, children should be seen, not heard or seen. They should just get downloaded and become adults. And we don't need any of this nonsense. And I'm really irritable. So, but I'll go along with it because whatever, we built consensus, but I'll constantly be like complaining and trying to mess stuff up. So then they launch from Mars. Also, there's a comedic figure, Grogu, not Grogu, but we'll just say that for now. Can't remember his name either, even though it's like a week ago. But so there's a comedic figure, like kind-hearted. Okay, so the Martians go to Earth. First, there's a little comedic sequence where they like put their telescopes. They're orbiting Earth. Their telescopes on Earth. They happen to look at New York City, and then they see all these Santa Clauses everywhere. Then they get confused, but then they say, "Let's land in a remote area." I would say probably someplace like Iowa is where they land, and anyway, but. Meanwhile, they get detected and then they vanish off the radar because they have a radar blocker. So now Earth is aware, and apparently they don't try to filter anything. So they just announce it on the news. Probably a UFO, probably from Mars. We'll keep track. Meanwhile, the Martians, only one ship, I think their number one best ship, they land on Earth somewhere, maybe not Iowa because it was cold out. I guess Iowa was cold. But whatever, like Kansas, we'll say. I mean, that'd probably be the same temperature, but whatever. There's two kids chilling, brother and a sister. The only thing missing if you were born in the 80s was the dog Lad. That would be the only thing. I think they had the same names as Run Lad Run. But so the two kids are just chilling there, and the Martians get there, and they say, like, I don't know. They say, "What are you doing?" The kids say, "Chilling." And they say, "What are you doing?" They say, "We're looking for. We need to get one of your Santa Clauses." And the kids are nice enough to explain, "No. Those are Santa's assistants. By the way, Santa's real. Yes, so we agree with you. But those people are portraying Santa to help Santa raise money, and Santa's whatever." What do they call it? Distribution of labor or whatever. Oh, okay. We're familiar with that concept. Where's the real Santa? North Pole. And they say, come along with us because we might need you to help us with more Earth-based knowledge. The kids are like, I don't know, man. Like, we got to be home for dinner. And they say, no. We'll get you home at some point. Also, you get to go north. And the kids say, okay, North Pole, meet Santa. Okay, so then the Martians go to the North Pole. They get Santa to come with them. They have like not freeze rays, but like kind of like a freeze ray. And then they're headed back to Mars. The kids are also on board. And again, go straight to the news. Martians came, took Santa, like a couple kids are tagging along. And in the world of our world, Earth, everybody unites against these Martians. And they say, we're going to throw all these resources at getting Santa Claus back. So this might have been peak Christmas. People always say, was Chris, whatever, George Michael this, Mariah Carey that, whole, why you got to put those decorations up so early? I would say, they put whatever. They said GDP we're putting all, every piece of work on Earth towards rescuing Santa Claus from Mars, even though we really don't know their intentions or anything about them. So, I mean, that would have been, you say, what is October 30, November 1st having decorations compared to being like, by the way, you're now conscripted. I know you were a stock analyst, but now you're going to be analyzing radio telescope data find out like a Santa Claus or whatever. Okay, so only one more piece of information is that there is one of Santa Claus's assistant that seems to have prior knowledge and experience with Martians. Not that they double cross Santa or anything, but there is some sort of other link, which again makes me think, okay, we're all related somehow. Drapo was the name of the person. So this is like this whole cold, like a thawing of the coldness. Everybody unites, heads out to catch Santa or save Santa. Again, we don't quite have the same technology. So we go back to the Martian ship, and they say Earth hasn't done anything quite yet. No radar is coming on us. We got away, and the Santa's already laughing up a storm. They say, man, he's cracking us up. He's got a bowl full of jelly, and he's teaching us about snacking, s'mores or something. Everybody's laughing, except for the dude that's a grouch. And he's like, you're all becoming Martian mellows, soft. That old Santa's trouble. Then we see Santa and the kids. We told him where to find you, Santa. Balderdash. Don't worry, everybody knows I'm at the North Pole. Also, I think one of the kids. Then we see Drapo. The kids want to go home, obviously, now that they're like. And he goes, yeah, I got to do Christmas. Mrs. Claus is not going to be happy about any of this. We're on a deadline. But it'll be fine. Drapo comes in. And by the way, also they eat their food is concentrated in capsule form on Mars. So Drapo brings them some food. Soup, beef stew, chocolate ice cream. Not many people are hungry. Like, Earth kids are like, I'm not used to eating in capsule form. Is it like one of those sponges? You melt the capsule and it expands. Drapo says, I don't know. You just eat it and taste it. Okay, then the Martians realize Earth is following them. We got our radar shield on. And they go, no, someone unplugged it, man. Who's this? 67 or 07 is the grouch. He goes, the Earthlings did it, man. They're going to catch us and ruin our way of life. I'm going to go tell Santa Claus off. And they go, man, I guess they did unplug it. And we're going to have to repair it because they, broke the plug. And don't worry, we'll make some evasive maneuvers. And then the grouchy guy goes in to give a speech to Santa Claus and the kids. Oh, hello. He's very not nice. So you're going to be stuck here for a little while. But he goes, how about we go first to tour the ship? And the kid goes, you don't like us. And the girl goes, yeah, we're not fools. He goes, no. Santa makes everybody laugh and feel good, even me. And they say, I don't know. And Santa says, well, we'll give you the old Christmas spirit, dude. If you're a grouch, we'll take a tour with you to degrouch you. And the guy even makes a smile because he's up to something. So they go down to like some sort of another room. This room's pretty well designed. It's got a clock on it. He goes, yeah, this is a special room where you chill. Ready room, eh? And they go, no, it's an airlock, man. This is where you're supposed to put on your spacesuit. He goes, the kid goes, don't you think I've never watched a movie before? Because this is like, you pressurize this room. And the guy goes, you're right, kid. And they go, how's this room controlled? Oh, it's a control deck. Don't worry, there'll be a bell. Then you get 60 seconds, it counts down. And then he closes the door, right? And then they say, Santa, what is it? There's a timer, and the door's locked. And Santa goes, okay, I don't think he liked to send on purpose. Probably just, Santa's like a little bit of Pollyanna in this one, or a bit of a Sandy Santa. And the kids are like, Santa, that guy's no good, man. They say, children, let's calm down. Santa says, what should we do? And that guy goes up, he goes to open, he says, let's hit that exit door. And it starts to count down 50 seconds, Val something. Then they're knocking on the door. Hey, get us out. Very dramatic knocking. And the 7 says, oh boy, can't wait. Kid looks around, bangs on the door again. It's very dramatic. Santa's not doing anything, man. You just trust he'll be fine. But there's also like this chimney where air comes in. So I guess Santa has no reason to worry because he's Santa Claus. So there's like where they pump the air in and out of the airlock. And then they bust the guy. They say, what's going on in the airlock? Santa and the kids are not around. This guy is Bryan Cranston, the president of Mars. He says, you got to be kidding me, man. And they go back and forth. They tangle, man. Do a little dancing off, like an action sequence on the control deck. A little stiff, a couple different angles, some good close-ups. Kind of like something you'd see in that the original TV show for Robin and the Winged Person. He says, you ruined it. But then Santa and the kids come in. Santa says, literally makes a Santa, ho, ho, ho. Santa, how did you pull that off? Voldar accidentally left us in the airlock and might have accidentally hit the button. But we know how to get out of there. Don't got to worry about us. And the kids just laugh. And they say, well, how'd you do it? We floated through the air duct. It's not a human-sized air duct. Santa just laughs. I'm Santa Claus, kids. And I can do anything. I can go, how do you think I get up and down a chimney? Oh, Voldar, whatever his name is. He's he can't believe it because he thought he won. And then they all laugh again. It has a bunch of ridiculous over the top laughs. Okay. Then we see a ship, which I assume is a Martian ship heading towards Mars. So again, you could, if it was in, Starfield, you could be working for, the Martians would be one good way to do it. But then I guess you could also side with Earth and try to get Santa back or do both. Then they were like, Voldar switches places with Drapo, and they have a giant over-the-top key, and they realize Voldar's gotten away. They call Kima. This is only going to be trouble. Keep an eye on Santa and the kids. We're almost back to Mars anyway. Maybe they are. I don't know, because they say Merry Christmas and stuff. Yeah, then we're back on Mars. Kima is the wife of the president. First Empress of Mars. I don't know. And then she meets human kids, Billy and Betty. Drapo is the president's personal assistant. He's number 6 though. And then Santa makes an appearance, comes in, ho ho ho, everybody. And they say, wow, you really are a bowl full of jelly and stuff. And Santa goes, I noticed you don't have chimneys on Mars. Are you going to make your kids on Mars happy? Yeah, I'll try. I will try. He goes, they're there. And he goes, why don't you start with my kids, Santa? And they go, but they're quiet, remote. They're they're studying, doing their homework right now. Santa says, well, I'd sure like to meet them. And the dad, President of Mars, goes, I'll tell the kids. So they're doing their homework, like absorbing it through pillows, 5 pi squared or something. distance, correct our distance from Mars to Jupiter, vector 17 quadrant. They'll like sleep with me. And the dad goes, hey, missed you kids. I'm back from my work trip, taking Santa from Earth. But we got some visitors from Earth. Maybe you've seen them on TV. Well, this is Billy and Betty. They're humans, a little bit younger than you, but pretty close in age. And the kids go to shake their hands, so we get a little comedic sequence. I don't know what you're holding their hand out for. Is there anything in there? No, we shake hands on Earth. And the kids say, we'll try it. Great acting, I think, by the Martian kids, because they're so perplexed. 10. Okay. Yeah, so then they have another sequence about ages. And we got another another Earthling here, Santa Claus. The kids are again like, there's just great acting. They're like, who is this dude? But like Santa does make them laugh right away. And they get a genuine laugh, very cute. And everybody's laughing very, very over the top. And, Santa already wins these kids over faster than on Earth, I think, first time. Then Drapo, the president and the empress are listening in. They say, this is laughter. Our kids don't laugh. They've never laughed before, though they're familiar with laughter on Mars. They say, open the door. Drapo's happy about it, though. Okay, then we get another sequence with Santa. And everybody says, we can't believe it. The kids went to sleep without the sleep spray. They say, tomorrow, Santa, we'll set up a workshop for you. Same one as on Earth. Don't worry, we got nanobots and stuff. And Santa goes, good. But we got to get things moving because I got to get back to Earth for Christmas there, too. And by the way, I'm married, Mrs. Claus. So, she doesn't have, high patience. And they say, no, Santa, this is a permanent position, Santa Claus of Mars. And there's a slow zoom, really good slow zoom on Santa. And Santa goes, no. Then we got Voldar, whatever, and he still won't give it up. So he goes, he's got his sidekicks. He goes, we're going to make a fool of Santa Claus and his toy shop and everything. We're going to show them. Then we get to Santa's got an automated workshop, but based on requests. And actually, Billy and Betty are helping and some of the kids are helping Santa with toy production based on demand. But Santa's a little bored because he doesn't like the automated system, just pressing buttons. Automation, like an automat. For toys, man, not my thing. I'd love an automat store for toys, so maybe, I don't know. And Santa says, okay, let's call it quits. Let's get out of here. Then we go to the adults are playing with toys because they've never had childhood either, probably. So then Santa and everybody gets together. How's everything going? Well, you tired, Santa? My finger's tired. But that's about it. And Santa goes, I guess my finger and I'll go to sleep. Then they have milk capsules. Then they say, Daddy, can we watch an Earth show? Only for a half hour with the Earth kids. The Earth kids, no, they stay behind. Billy, Betty, don't you want to watch the Earth show? And they go, no, we want to, we're not interested in Earth shows. By the way, subtextually, we want to be home. And that's when he realizes they're not okay. No, we're fine. And they say, well, is something happening? They go, no, this is great, swell, but can't you read between the lines? We're supposed to be on Earth. And they say, this is like the beginning of the film when our kids were distant. And the Empress of Mars, she says, yeah, they want to be home with their parents and their friends. She says, Kimar, is that his name? I don't know. They say, bring him back. Then we get a sequence with Droppo dressing up like Santa, which is a common thing. Droppo wants to play Santa. So he gets up in a Santa suit. He's having the time of his life. So I guess maybe we get a little foreshadowing. It's a way to fix things, maybe. I don't know. Good old Droppo Claus. And he even, he's a Martian version of Santa Claus or Santa's assistant. He says, I'm going to make some toys. I'm going to press some buttons. Ho, ho, ho. He's very good, especially on mute. The comedic movements are very good. Okay, so then the Voltron or whatever, Voldar goes with his sidekicks, is like they're trying to ruin the toy shop and unplug stuff. He's actually using plastic toy wrenches. I think he's trying to overload it. Then he says, someone's coming. Oh, no. And it's Droppo Claus who's skipping and singing and jumping. And they say, oh, boy, these guys are not too swift because they say it's Santa all by himself. We could freeze ray him. So they freeze ray him. Oh, no, they just corner him. And then we go back. And by the way, Voldar or whatever lives in a cave with a fireplace. And looks like a pretty cool set. They say, who do you think you are, Santa Claus? And they say, let's put the nuclear curtain on to keep him. He can't leave. And we're shutting down your toy shop, too. And Mars is going to get back to normal the way I like it. No joy, no laughter, no kids underfoot. And then Santa goes into Droppo's room, I think, or to the toy shop. And they say, Droppo, where are you? Come out, wherever you are. We want to play hide and seek. And they look around for Droppo. Can't find Droppo. Not here. Well, that's weird. Okay, well, we got to get to work. So Santa starts charging up the toy machine and says, okay, what do we got first here, Betty? Okay, one teddy bear and one doll. Okay, let me hit that button. And they say, wait a second, there's something going on here because the toys are like a panda and a doll got mashed up into one toy. And they say, okay. Now, baseball bat and a tennis racket. Okay, this is not going to work. Nanobots must be confused in toy construction. Toy train. Okay, let's see. Let me hit that button. Let me see if okay. Yeah, it's a toy car and a toy train combined in one. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, well, it never happened on Earth because we're making these by hand. Something's not right here. Something strange in the neighborhood. And I think we better call on your dad, whoever built these machines. And the kid is like, yeah, I got a radio way to call my dad, like a cell phone. But we're in a toy shop. We can't find Droppo, and something's wrong with the toy machine. Be right there. And we see Droppo. They still think Droppo's Santa Claus. He says, by the way, you're not locked in by a nuclear curtain. And he says, nuclear or nuclear? And he says, nuclear. It's run by these different lights. Then we're looking with the dad, President Mars. He says, oh, something, machine's been rewired. Okay, this has got to be Voldar. Suit's missing, Droppo's missing. Maybe he thought Droppo was Santa Claus. Okay, we'll go find Droppo. Santa's just concerned, very empathetic. Where's Droppo? And Santa figures out Voldar and his sidekick are up to something. And he says, you're busted. And they go, by the way, we got Santa Claus. So one false move, and that's it for Santa Claus. And he goes, dude, he's like, he goes, we like, if you stop making toys, we'll let you return everybody to Earth. How about that? No toys, no joy. Go back to Earth with Santa. And he says, okay, you win. Bryan Cranston, President of Mars. And he goes, you got Santa, man. You really tricked us. And he goes, you mean you had him? And then they open the door. They see Santa in there. How did he get out? How did he get away? No idea. And he goes, Santa has powers you don't understand, beyond your understanding. And then he calls in, he goes, yeah, we got Voldar and Stovo, and we're going to keep them in the storeroom at the toy house, toy facility. And Voldar used to hang out in these caves. Go look if you see Drapo in a cave. Then he goes, you two go in the storeroom. And they have a Martian storeroom has a water ski or a snowboard in there. Somebody's laundry's drying. And the president goes in there and says, okay, you're busted. Then Drapo realizes the nuclear curtains run by light bulbs. So he switches the light bulbs, like the on and off light bulb. So that they think the nuclear curtain's on, but it's really off. And then he goes dancing through it. He says, ho, ho, ho. And he goes, you can't leave, Santa. There's a nuclear curtain there. And he goes, bye. And then he goes through. And the dude's like, what the? Then he goes to the controller. I guess he figures it out. I don't know. He says, yeah, isn't the red supposed to be on the left, the green's on the right? Then we go back to the storeroom, and they say, you two are in big trouble messing with Santa Claus and this new Mars plan. And then we have another action sequence. And Voldar gets away. Santa's repairing the toy machine. And he goes, yeah, okay, I got it rewired here. He goes, this is basic, he goes, I built these circuits before. And he goes, Billy, go get some red paint, man. We got some stuff to do. And then Santa's thoughtful. Billy goes to the storeroom, and then he hears them planning, Voldar and a sidekick. Santa's working on his own toys, and they say, hey, they're coming to bust you, Santa. And Santa goes, okay, well, maybe we'll have some fun with our toys, and we'll see, if they want to play with us. So he gathers all the kids. He says, okay, let's do something. We'll have a secret plan, whispering. So Santa pretends he's smoking his pipe. Voldar comes in and says, Santa, freeze. We meet again. He goes, I don't know how you keep getting away, but you're not getting away this time. You and your bowl full of jelly. He has a bubble. He's playing his bubble pipe. They used to teach, here's the thing, they used to teach kids how to smoke pipes by having bubble pipes. I'm not even kidding either. And they had like corncob pipes you could get but anyway, they start playing. There's March of Wooden Soldiers, but actual toys, underfoot, toy trucks, a lot of bubble machines. The kids are playing Nerf. Everybody's laughing, except for Voldar, because he's never played with toys before. And even the toys underfoot kind of throw him off. He doesn't know, it's like stepping on Legos. Maybe he took his shoes off. And it's another sequence like this kind of 70s action style, different angles, handheld camera. Usually it has a funkadelic, like a 70s dancing or 60s dancing music. And then he does step on some Legos. Then Drapo comes. He's dressed as Santa Claus. And Drapo says, by the way, that was me that you caught. That's the real Santa Claus. And the sidekick says, I don't know what's going on. And then he gets nerfed and Lego'd. And then the air puffer comes out. The president of Mars comes out and says, everybody get in here. This is it. There's even confetti machines at this point. The kids are throwing confetti. And Voldar says, I can't believe like these toys. There was even water spraying on me. And they say, okay, take Voldar and his sidekick away. They're busted. Send them to a real, place. Put them on the naughty list. Then Drapo says, holy cow, Merry Christmas. Santa says, Merry Christmas. He hugs Drapo. And they go, see, you don't need, you've got your own Santa Claus, Drapo Claus. And Drapo laughs, everybody laughs. And that's, I guess, like pretty much the only solution they needed. We had our own Santa Claus here all along, Drapo, my personal assistant. So they get ready to go back to Earth, Billy, Betty, and Santa. And the Martian kids give them some gifts. I don't know what they are. They seem to be high tech. Also some sort of treat. And they say, thanks, Santa and kids. You really changed Mars. And actually, the Martian kids have changed. Their faces are total, and their body language is fully different. So I don't know. This as much as this movie got made fun of. And then Drapo comes in and says, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Drapo Claus. Ho, ho, ho. And everybody laughs because Drapo's very comedic. And he says, by the way, I've been he tried a balloon, he's tried pillows. And then Santa says, if we hurry and get back to Earth, we'll be back in time for Christmas. And then everybody cheers. And they said, let's get going, man. And Santa says, goodbye, friends. Ho, ho, ho. They head off. Then we see the Brookstone Sky Mall fountain sculpture still working at this point. But, after we leave, the show won't work anymore. We see the Martian ship headed back towards Earth, like in slow motion, and see some slow motion space action, even a couple of cuts. And then we see Santa Claus. This is a little bit weird, but it's like, it just says Merry Christmas, and it's like a transparent frozen shot of Santa Claus, and then says Merry Christmas, and then we get the song again, which is like, say hey for Santa Claus, hey hey for Santa Claus, and then we get another animated sequence similar to the other one. We get zooms on a moon, which looks like Earth. And let's see what else happens. Get the end card. Everybody that was in the film. Pia Zadora was one of the kids. I think that was like one of the big ones. Hang up that mistletoe. Soon you'll hear ho, ho, ho on Christmas Day. You'll wake up and you'll say, hooray for Santa Claus. That's SantaClaus. Hooray for Santa Claus. You spell it SantaClaus. Hooray for Santa Claus. Hooray for Santa Claus. Hooray for Santa Claus. Hooray for Santa Claus. So, and that's the end of the movie. So I guess, like, let's see. So, really, let's see as we wind down, thinking about, so Starfield, it would have started off, I guess it could be like, because one of the ways you get activities is overhearing things. So I think there's two ways. So the Martian mission could start with, like, you're on Mars, and you go to some sort of Mars, whatever. I actually haven't been to Mars, I don't think, on Starfield. So this could be a different version of Mars. Like you could go to 1960s Mars, maybe. I don't know if that would work. I guess so, because if this is an expansion pack or whatever they call it, okay, so you go there and then you're wandering around, or you're already on another mission, and then you overhear multiple people talking about, hey, the kids aren't sleeping. So that's like, then you say, look into why kids aren't sleeping on Mars and eating. And there could be a lot of cool layers, because you could visit the food where they made the food capsules, and then you could watch some Earth TV. And then you could see two kids, like I guess you could go in a room where two kids are fixated on an Earth TV. And, or maybe you run into the president of Mars. He says, yeah, my kids are watching this TV. And say, okay, let me look. And you watch the kids watching TV. Maybe there's even playing TV. And then you are the one, they say, okay, well, are you going to help? Can you help us with this? Sure. Well, where should I start? Okay, go talk to Yogurt. So then you would go talk to Yogurt, and Yogurt would say, they need Santa Claus on this planet. And again, if this is not an on the rails one, then you could easily say, okay, like you could try to convince them to make Droppo Santa Claus or something, or you could dress up as Santa Claus. So yeah, you could, I guess it could have branches. You could restart or build a toy facility, a resource facility, right? That would have some mechanics, and that could be fun. Then eventually you take on a mission of delivering presents on Mars. That would be pretty fun. I don't know if it'd be, I guess you could have two forms, like from orbit maybe, and then you could have one from on the planet on some sort of vehicle. Or you could, take a ship, journey to Earth, help Santa Claus, convince Santa Claus to come to Mars, but then realize you're being double crossed. So then you'd have to uncover the thing with the Voldar or whatever. So that could create like another set of, submission or subtasks. Then eventually, get Santa Claus. Okay, start help with the toy production and the toy delivery. Then return Santa Claus to Earth. Or you could also do it from Earth's perspective. That would be much more where you'd have more options to do it your way, I guess. Or you could, again, go from Earth and then say, well, Martians would be like, hey, help us first. Then you could bring Santa Claus back to Earth. And then I think it'd be cool if you brought Santa Claus back to Earth, or even if you encounter Santa Claus on Earth, that you could then help, there'd be Earth-based Santa missions too. So this could be really fun. It's a public domain. So, Bethesda, man, we pitched you a long time ago for something else, on a crossover, and obviously, it was an advertising or PR company. So I don't know, nobody from Bethesda is going to get this, but, 2024, this would be a great add-on. I really think so. It would really be fun. All right. Thanks and good night, everybody. All right. I want to thank the people that became patrons recently. I want to thank Freya, Andy, and Kevin. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. I want to thank Amy, Steven, and Ramiro. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. I want to thank Augustine, Abigail, and Person. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. I want to thank Pete, Sarah, and Lindsay. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. I want to thank Emily, Fernando, and Victoria. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. And I want to thank Corin, Jane, and Kazona. Thank you. Thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody who supports the show directly. Whether it's on Sleep With Me Plus or previous patrons or people that support the show on Apple Podcasts, or you support a sponsor, let them know about it, let me know about it, or you're part of our referral program, you're spreading the word about the show. If you a lot of people just do that anyway, but you might as well get rewarded for it and sign up for our referral program at sleepwithmepodcast.com/refer. Couldn't do it without all of you. I really appreciate it. And thanks and good night, everybody.